Hi there guys, good afternoon, hope you've all had a great week. Mike Graham here, founder of the Legacy Project, and what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today in today's technical video for this week is all about how to build up the cardio endurance, the physical muscle endurance, and the muscle strength to go and run your first marathon, okay? So the reality is you're now at the stage maybe as an athlete, as a person who you've decided, you know what? Great, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go run a marathon. And that's the biggest step because, you know, even for me, it took me 18 months to get from the stage where I was physically, mentally able to go and say to myself, you know what, I'm going to go do a marathon. Because a marathon, my friends, is a big challenge. The first thing I want to say before I go, I'm going to share with you guys 3 of my core tips to build up my distances. But the core thing I want to say to you guys straight off the bat is this. Do not underestimate how hard a marathon is. It is possibly the toughest thing you will do in your life, one of the toughest things you will do, so don't underestimate it, right? The way I look at it is very simple. You're going to be out there for 3 to 4, maybe 5 hours for some of us. You want to enjoy that time. And yes, there's going to be times where you're going to be in the hole. Yes, there's going to be times where it's just going to hurt. Yes, there's going to be times where it's going to be uncomfortable. But the way I look at it is I'd rather limit those times, and if I'm strong and if I'm in good physical shape, I can limit the amount of time that I'm in that dark space, okay? So here's how my training goes in terms of marathon training. So the way I look at it is the month before my marathon is really when I'm kind of getting myself into proper shape, right? So there's a couple of things that I do. Number 1 is my base miles, right? Base miles means this. I've got to get to a point where I can run 10 Ks. Actually, the way I look at it is I've got to get to a point where I can run 10 to 20 Ks comfortably. Comfortably being the key words, right? So you need to build it, right? You need to get to, for example, let's say you can run 5 Ks comfortably right now. Great, build that up to 7. Get to 7, stay comfortable. Push to 10, get to 10, stay comfortable. Push to 15, get to 15, stay comfortable. Push to 20. The goal is you want to be able to do a half marathon. I do it, for example, when I'm running comfortably, I do it in my best half marathon time is 1 hour 43 minutes. My comfortable pace is 2 hours, right? There's a big difference there, right? But the point is I can get to a half marathon feeling totally comfortable, right? So that's number 1. Build your comfortable base miles. It's very important to do that. You want to be running probably 2, maybe 3 times in the week. So Monday to Friday, you want to be doing 2 runs or 3 runs like that are your base comfortable miles. The more often you do those base comfortable miles, the quicker you get really comfortable running that particular distance. For me, it's 20 Ks. Actually, for me, sorry, it's 10 Ks. I look at 10 Ks as my warm-up in a marathon. So I run 10 Ks 2 to 3 times a week, right? And then the second thing that you do for marathon running is once a week, leading up to your marathon, you want to be doing your long runs. So my first ever long run was 15K. I look at anything above 15K as a long run, right? So 15K long run, 20K long run, and then probably 3 weeks to 2 weeks before my marathon, I'm running at least once doing a 35K run because I want to have that in my tank going into the marathon going, you know what, 2 weeks ago I ran 35Ks, it wasn't that bad. If you can run 35Ks fairly comfortably, right, it might take you 3 hours and a half in your training run, 4 hours. But if you can run that fairly comfortably, you can pretty much rest assured you're going to finish the marathon, you're going to have a good time, you're going to enjoy it. But what you've got to do is number 1 is get your base miles nice and strong so that you're comfortable with them. And then number 2 is really 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the marathon. I remember my best marathon where I ran a PB. I did 35K twice in the month before leading up to my Manchester Marathon in April. And I ran that in a time of 3 hours and 38 minutes. So my plan going into Bournemouth and Venice in October is to get below 3 hours, 30 minutes, right? So it's only 8 minutes, but you know, only 8 minutes when you're running a marathon is a big amount of time. So that's my goal for this year. I hope those 2 tips help you. Very basic, but very important. Number 1 is get solid on your base miles and then progress them. And then number 2 is make sure that a couple of weeks before your marathon, you're pushing yourself to do your long run. Put it in the tank. Put it in your confidence tank, and then you know you're strong going into your marathon. Guys, hope this video has helped you. If you liked it, please like it, please share it, please comment on it, and remember, the Legacy Project, you are made of more. My friends, have a great week, have a great training sessions, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Cheers, bye for now.